Welcome to the Wave of God channel. My name is Louise Wambani. I minister the gospel through music, and here is my musical journey. I was born and raised in Butere, in Mumias. At that time was Butere Mumias, in a village called Elubari. I started schooling like every child out there when they were very young. Went to nursery school. During our time, we never had 3 years in nursery schooling. We only had 1 year in nursery. It was at 844 system, so I went to class 1, known as standard 1. I went to Bulanda Primary School, which is in Maraba Central in Butere. We used to go to school barefoot. At that time, when I used to go to school, they had banned wearing shoes in school. It was only the teachers who would wear shoes at that time. So we would only wear shoes when we were going for music festivals. They were very famous at that time. They were the real thing during that time. I realized that I could sing and entertain people and dance. I was 5 years old when I was in class 1. There is something the music festivals in Kenya at that time used to call singing game. Bulanda Primary School was doing very well. We were dancing and participating in music festivals for a very long time. The music teacher saw that this child has something, so I joined the small choir. We used to sing, compete, up to provincial levels. I did that until I reached standard 4. Then I was transferred from that school to a school called Bumia Primary School. I was transferred because of the academic level of Bulanda Primary School. At that time, it wasn't very good. There was no extracurricular activities, so I paused. So I went to Bumia Primary School, standard 4. Again, my parents decided to transfer me and my siblings to some schools in Mumias. So in Mumias, I was transferred to St. Anne's Girls Primary School. At St. Anne's Girls Primary School, there was a lot of music festivals. It was great. Like compared to Bulanda, it was a notch higher. Like their competition was so big. And I was like, I want to join. I came from the village. You know, in the village, people are walking barefoot. You are coming to school where, hey, people are up there. People are enlightened. I'm like, how will I even survive? I couldn't even speak Swahili very well. And at that school, people used to speak English because it was like sort of an international school. We went to school with people from Zambia, Tanzania. During that time, St. Anne's was a school whereby you would go to school with rich people kids. When I joined that school, I couldn't interact with people because what I was in my village is not what I am here. In the village school, I was up there performing very well. Then I come to this school where people are top tier. People are performing very well. People are speaking English. I couldn't mingle properly. It frustrated me for some time. And there was a lot of caning in that school. The caning was excess. The caning in that school, oh goodness. I remember one particular teacher I will never forget, a Swahili teacher called Mr. Wabuli. The way you can me, I'll never forget. It was difficult for me to survive in that school, very difficult, and I was very young. I think my parents saw how much I was struggling, so they took me to Mumias Township Primary School, and that's when now I think God opened a door for me at Mumias Township Primary School, because at that place, this was a school where extracurricular activities was up here. Compared to all the schools I had gone to, Mumias Township had this kind of music that you not compare with any other schools. The professionalism in training kids and everything was up there. So when I joined the school, I didn't know the school had that until they announced one time that if you want to join the choir, singing game, whatever, come, we want to do some auditions. So I went in the evening. That was in class 6. I went for auditions. And when I did the auditions, the music teacher was like, oh, wow, you are so good. I was taken in to do music because they saw that I could sing because of the training I had received from Bulanda Primary School, my first school. That's where I got like the basis of everything. So At Mumias Township, that's where everything now started opening up. I started singing, I started dancing. I found myself doing all those things. We would sing up to the national level. The first time for me to come to Nairobi was when I was in Mumias Township. The national level used to be Nairobi, constant. So we used to come to Nairobi, at least for the first time, to just do music, sing. I remember the first time I came to Nairobi, it was a cold season. It was so cold and we didn't have any warm clothes. It was so cold until I was like, oh, it was so cold. I'll never forget that. When I finished class 8, we performed very well. And then I was called to St. Mary's Mumias, again, St. Mary's Girls Mumias. I was there, did my Form 1. I joined the choir. I remember there was a teacher called Mr. I'm forgetting this teacher. He used to teach Swahili. Some of you who know me can remind me of that teacher. There was a teacher who was teaching Swahili and he used to teach music. Very good music teacher. I joined the choir, but now, unfortunately, I didn't stay in that school for long. I was transferred to Nangina Girls, Busia County, Funyula, Busia County. At Nangina Girls now, again, it's like God took me there for a reason. The music that was happening in that school was on another level. Compared to the one I had in Mumias Township, this one was on an extra level. It's like God had advanced me to another level. Like they say, glory to glory. That's what happened. When I went to that school in Form 2, this is a school where God gave me favor. Nangina Girls. Nangina Girls High School. I'll never forget what God did for me in that school. I went to that school. I was made a school prefect. I was performing well. And again, I joined the music team. At the music team, I was doing a lot of singing. We used to sing. This school was a school that was a giant. Everyone that knew Nangina Girls during my time can tell you for free that school was a school that could sing. We had the immunity of not participating on the zonal, district levels. We would start our competition at the provincial level. It was up there. We'll go to Nairobi for competitions and we will emerge the best in the nation. I even have a certificate that shows that I competed in the national festival because of Nangina Girls High School. Then from Nangina Girls High School, we passed very well. Then I joined Kenyatta University. When I joined Kenyatta University, I didn't really join the choir because people who used to participate in the choir at that time, mostly they were people who were taking music as a subject, and I was doing a Bachelor of Arts, English and Literature. So I couldn't join the choir. It was difficult. It was a little bit difficult. I was just writing songs now in my room, writing songs. And then one time, I met a producer called Kabu. I did some songs. They were beautiful songs. I received a lot of support. I started getting a little bit frustrated because I didn't have, again, enough funds to do music. Bear in mind that I was doing all these things from the training I received from the schools. The schools, what they do, they teach you how to sing, choirs. They teach you how to sing using your head voice. Head voice, you sing, ooh, head voice. That's what I knew. Like I would go to competition, we do classical music. I needed to relearn again, which I didn't do. I thought I was a very good singer, doing classical music. I was very good. So I was like, why is it that it's so different? Why is this so different? I joined a church in Nairobi City. There I joined the praise and worship team. We had so many events, gospel events, worship experiences. So I met so many people, like singers, friends who at that time we used to go to the church together. Then I did another CD again of around 6 songs. Yes, it did very well on the market, very well on the market. When I was marketing these songs, I was meeting so many like radio presenters, DJs. At that time, you will take your CD physically to the radio station. I joined a band called Gospel Kings Band, where we were singing together with David Kasika and the likes. There are so many people that were at David Kasika's band. I joined that band in 2014. But thank God I learned 1 or 2 things. I wanted now to know who this God is. Yes, I'm saved. Yes, I love the Lord. Yes, I say Jesus is Lord. Do I know who Jesus is? Am I reading the Bible? God connected me to a church. That church gave me a platform for 8 years. So I trained for 8 years, not going to the studio. I started reading the Bible from Genesis. I said, I need to know you, God. Genesis, and the stories were interesting until I reached Revelation. Started again. Read. I just wanted to know who this God is. Who am I singing to? In 2022, I left the church. My life shifted to something else. I went to the studio again and started recording music. The first one was Wepo, powerful song. When you're doing gospel music, you don't do it as something you want to do so that you can be known. It's not about popularity. It's not about being famous. It's about spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. I really appreciate the journey and everyone that has been instrumental in my music. My mother really supported me. God connected me to Dr. Mark John Bohr. He's pushed me into realizing even more about God, more about ministry, more about worship. God used this man of God to open doors even to God to minister. Like last year we went to Uganda, preached at Namutumba. I ministered there, preached in Kampala, I ministered there. We ministered in Eldoret, very powerful. Again, through him we went to Kitale. I was ministering everywhere, Nairobi. Thank you so much. You can look at my songs on Louise Wambani channel, Louise Wambani. Share the songs, subscribe to my channel, and God bless you. Thank you so much.